Hello, everyone. Thanks for being here. This is post podcast ABG, and some things have happened since this podcast. We lost a beautiful orange cat. For further updates, go ahead and look at my last short. The last 10 seconds of it is really the most important part of it. Thanks for being here. Keep that in mind. This will be uploaded when it's uploaded, and then I'm going to start a new uploading schedule, and then most recent podcast will be out around Monday or so. Thanks for listening. Enjoy the podcast.
All right. Here we go. Five, four, three, two. What's up, guys? Thanks for being here at the podcast, the Amazingly Bad Podcast. I appreciate you, the Amazingly Bad Podcast. You know, thank you. And today I got the same, nothing to talk about. That's usually how it goes. Either I'll be talking about nothing or I'll be muted while I'm talking about nothing. It's always a good time. Um, but we've been having fun. I just beat Wave Race 64 on the expert class. Yay! Do I get an award? I don't know, but it was a good time. Um, I haven't been doing very much this week on the stream, but I did upload last week's podcast, and I uploaded a pretty decent video, I guess, the other day. So on YouTube here, that was good. But I need to make more. I need to do more, and I just needed to take a little bit of time. I let that one ruminate, between the bros. This is between the bros, So today is the day. Tomorrow's another day. Of course, that's how days work. Um, but it was a good day, I guess. I haven't been feeling the greatest, but who cares? That doesn't really matter. I guess people don't feel good. People do feel good. Everybody feels types of ways at all times. But I mean, yeah, if I was feeling miserable, right now I'd let you know it. Like, oh, I'm miserable. What you gonna do about it? Thoughts and prayers. Okay, so I mean, hey, if you do, you do. Um, if you do, if that's what you do, if your thoughts and prayers, fella, go ahead, thoughts and prayers. That's great. But yeah, no, I was actually not feeling the greatest. Feeling real like I don't know, like maybe heavy. Like I don't know if I have high blood pressure. Who knows? Um, you got to get that tested, a few times and everything. So yeah, I might do that one day. Who cares? Um, well, what have I? I played some. Oh yeah. Oh, last week, you know what I did? I played some Eskimo Bob. Eskimo Bob. They made an NES game, a Nintendo game, on the NES in 2017, and that's a fun game. It's puzzle platformer. Um, Probably not the most insanely challenging thing in the world, but it's not wonky or anything. It works. And I like it. Um, I finished up Mario. I beat Mario Lost Levels on Monday, all the way through, so that was good. I mean, all the way through the D world and whatever. And then just now, I beat Wave Race 64 on Expert. And you know what? I don't usually beat a lot of games. Itchy ear. No, not rear ear. Ear. Where's your mind? And anyways, so I don't usually just beat games. I don't be beating games, but I need to play some Super Magnetic Neo. I'll talk about that a little bit, but I'm often more failing. I'm failing usually more often than not. I'm failing games as amazingly bad gamer, failing in spectacular ways, like a slapstick comedy, like the Three Stooges or something. Buster Keaton, I got a house falling on me, but hey, somehow I'm at the finish line. There we go. So that's been this week, and there's still more to come for the week, but this is where we're at. And I don't know if there's gonna be a tomorrow per se, in more ways than one. I mean, nobody does, but I don't know if tomorrow we're gonna stream exactly. Um, but we might. You know what it is. Friday night movie night, quote unquote movie night. We're gonna watch stuff and hang out and whatever. Grab the popcorn, have a good time, watch something stupid, something goofy. That's fine. But and there might be more stream on Saturday and Sunday. Who knows? You gotta follow to find out, don't you? And if you want to see YouTube videos, you gotta subscribe on the YouTube to find out, don't you? Well, I would appreciate it. You don't have to. I mean, in order to find out and to know, yes, that's what you would do. Nobody has to do anything. Not your dad. So, and that was this week and the continuation of this week. But I did not expect to beat Wave Race 64 today exactly. But I did find the right settings I needed, and everything just worked out pleasantly enough. So I was pretty happy about that. And there's more gaming to come. I think somebody picked a miserable game for me to play. I don't know exactly. Who cares? So just a little bit about me as time goes by and you get to know me. Um, I am ABG, amazingly bad gamer. Uh, I have many nicknames and everything. It's all good, but you can call me amazingly gamer, amazingly bad gamer. Right now, hey, that's where we're at. I'm a comedian. I'm a gamer. I'm a musician, quote unquote, and it's a good time. Amazingly bad, good time. These are the things that I've loved my whole life. Those three things actually specifically. And in between would be media like movies and TV and stuff. Because I believe it's a Dr. Seuss quote. I know it's I'm pretty sure it's allegedly. I don't know. Funny things are everywhere. And I find comedy in everything. So I pretty much like every genre of everything. I like action. I like science fiction. Even horror. Horror. Because, there's comedy in all of it. I remember, even as far as being a little kid, like, I don't like necessarily if it's extremely takes itself way too incredibly seriously and it's like just kind of trash. But I like some horror movies. I remember when I was a little kid, here's comedy and horror mixed together is Chucky, right? Child's Play. And I remember I wasn't actually, there was a point, funny enough, I wasn't allowed to watch Chucky. I wasn't allowed to watch Full House even if that good times. But at this time we wasn't that far. So it was when we were with my dad, my parents were together and everything. And I remember watching Child's Play, sitting there watching it with him. And specifically, and I haven't watched that movie very much in my life at all. I mean, usually if it comes on, it comes on. I don't pay that much attention to it. I probably watched it a couple times, a few Friday the 13th. I mean, I know I did, but I have ADHD, so when I watch things, I'm not really watching things, if that makes sense. I had ADHD before it was cool. Before they even put the H in it. Anyway, so one of the scenes I remember from way back when, there's a few things, couple movies I remember actually from way back then. One of them was Free Willy, that exact same time. But yeah, that's a weird thing for a little 4-year-old or so, whatever age I was right there, 4 or 5. It was Free Willy and Child's Play and whatever. So there's a scene where I guess it's some kind of businessman, whatever. This is gonna be a little graphic. Close your eyes, cover your ears. So the doll, and this is all fictional, clearly, they're in a, I don't know if it's Office. There's some record. It's nice. It's really nice. I think if memory serves correct, it's like I said, it's been so long. Um, who cares about the accoutrements, the aesthetics? But it's some wealthy business guy or whatever, and Chucky the doll puts a plastic bag over his head and like straps it, and then with a water pistol squirts him in the squirts him. Don't do that to nobody. That's bad. That was just in the movie. I don't advise. I don't condone it. I don't think that's not even funny. That's not so terrible. Good movie. Anyways, that's a funny thing to be under funny things, and even music. There's funny things in music. I mean, I love the serious aspect of it. I love the serious aspect and the comedic aspect. I would have both of the same songs of like Weird Al, the parody of the song and the real song. And I never cared about, oh, did the artist care about if it was parodied? Whatever. I knew a lot more about the stuff. Dude, back in the day, we had so many like behind the music, actual behind the music, and where are they now, and just different things. But yeah, Weird Al and just all kinds of funny stuff. Um, Kill the Wabbit, Kill the Wabbit. Another pair. I mean, I don't really know who that was by exactly, but it just funny. And I know funny songs existed. I'm not saying that it was limited to me growing up, but funny songs that I liked at that time. Those were included. Um, so comedy was everywhere. The cat's in the kettle at the peaking moon. Wait, no, 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 no. And actually, that is a real thing. There was a place that got busted for that type crap. So I don't want to hear nothing. It's a real thing, and it's been happening since the dawn of restaurants. Back when cavemen invented the first restaurant, somebody was out there. Oh, mow, mow. And then there was another. Oh. Anyways, so funny things are everywhere. I think I know, but maybe I'm not one of them. Who cares? I do enjoy them, and maybe we can talk about them. There's a lot of maybes, a lot of hypotheticals. You guys also have to understand that everything I say is alleged. I am pretty dumb. Um, I don't. I have a weird memory. Like I can't remember a lot of things that I need to remember. I just remember stupid little things that I don't need to remember that fill my brain up at random times. And they'll just hit me almost like a superpower, but it's not. It's a curse because why can't I just remember cool facts and things like, about the wars that I've learned a million times over and watched videos of, or the history of this food or the history of that era. I've watched so many history videos in my life. So many scientific videos. I've done so many interactive scientific quizzes and activities that even I've paid for to just do, and I don't remember. I should be a a scientist, a scholar, a historian. Like, jeez, man. Everything but an athlete. Who knows? I don't. But yeah, the memory thing is weird. It's weird. I can remember stories. I can remember things that have happened at times. Um, Now, one thing about me is that I am a bit antisocial. I am a little antisocial butterfly. Yeah, look at me flapping my wings in the breeze. It's a curse, but there's like this defense mechanism that I have uh, that allows me to activate a certain social ability, and I have to obviously communicate if I want to do the things that I like comedy and music and gaming. I have to communicate in some type of way. You know, one of those types of ways is verbally and socially. Um, you know, those are good skills to have, but it's hard when you're a bit antisocial. Um, so yeah. Now I want to talk one thing, one cool thing when I remember when I was a little kid, a cool memory I have. Like speaking of random memories, and this did just pop in my head because I'm sitting there thinking all this time I'm talking, like, what's a cool memory that I have that I can remember? And while I feel maybe I'm not so estranged from my family as much as I just don't hang out with them, or I don't go, maybe I could or whatever, and just, hey, I'll come over for Christmas or this how falls under antisocial. But back when I was a little kid, and I did really love my aunts and uncle, and one of our aunts actually had been gone for a long, long, long time, just disappeared, so to speak. But anyways, my other aunt, she was watching us and hanging out with us, and I remember she took us all, me and my cousins, me and my sister, my cousins. She took us all to a Six Flags theme park, and it was pouring. It was pouring, not pouring. Not, it was pouring. It was pouring down, raining, and pouring. You got to really enunciate that. It's a problem. It's a problem. It's a number one problem in America. Pouring. Corn. Corn is a problem. Corn is a problem. That corn isn't everything. All this starchy or like, and it turns into sugar. It's in everything, so you're just filling up. And I love it. I love every bit of corn. Corn makes me feel good. You can't consume too much corn, but I you give me some sweet cornbread. Look, this is ADHD. What the heck was I talking about? Oh yeah, the memory. It was pouring down, raining, and oh, I forgot to snooze that. My bad. My bad. It was pouring down, raining, and we were sitting in the parking lot, and this was a storm, man. It was just, yeah, it sounded like a million helicopters. Okay, one helicopter is spinning real fast, I believe. Whirly bird. Um, so it was there. There was thunder, lightning. The stars run out, and the moon fell from the sky. It rained mackerel. It rained trout. Well, that didn't actually happen. There were no fish. So my aunt gave us a choice. She said we could either um, wait it out and then take our chances after we wait it out and go and see what's up at the theme park and see what we could do, or we could go to, it was like this store that somebody owned that she knew, and we could just go there. And I don't remember exactly what kind of store it was, but they did have kid toys. And so instead of going to the theme park and doing all the rides and stuff, we got to go to the store. And one of the things that, and she got me something, and I remember it to this day. It was a little, and that's so funny because I don't remember whatever. My memory is so crazy. It was a tool set for a little kid. It was a plastic tool set. It had a plastic hammer, a plastic saw. It had the screws. It had screws on it. Actually, I don't know about a saw, but I do remember the screws. Pretty sure it had a plastic saw though, but I don't know the reason why I say that because I do remember everything on it being kind of functional. Like you could screw the stuff, screw the screws, the plastic screw, and hit the nails. Um, and that wasn't like actual; it was big plastic pieces, but and that may not be super accurate, but that's what it was—a little plastic tool set for a kid, and yeah, it was neat. It was really really neat. And I remember also about that same exact time, um, she had rented us a movie. She rented Ninja Turtles. It came out on VHS, the original, the gritty first Ninja Turtle movie that they came out with, and that was awesome. So we watched that at my grandma's house, and pretty sure I had that tool set. Watching Ninja Turtles, I did not care. I was watching Ninja Turtles. Screw the tool set. So yeah, that was a pretty cool memory. All right. And I was thankful for that. I'm thankful for that memory. I was thankful for the gift, and I always am, dude. And that's why I don't take any gifts lightly. Here, there, anywhere. When somebody gives me something, I really appreciate it. And oftentimes with my antisocial, whatever you call the other stuff, maybe you can say disorders, who knows, whatever um, they're regarded as. I feel like I often don't show that I appreciate this stuff as much as I do. And I want to properly express that. So, I mean, it's like, oh, thank you very much. I really do 100% appreciate this. And then I feel like, oh man, is that not, that's probably not good enough. I don't think they really understand how genuinely appreciative I am. And that goes with everything. I'm thankful for every single thing I have. And I can't tell anybody, and never get this podcast twisted, never get what I say twisted. Whatever my opinion or my belief of anything is, there's very, very little things that I believe and that everyone should absolutely do. And that doesn't even matter exactly. But everything is my thought, my opinion. And if you agree, that's cool. If you disagree, that's cool too. We all have our own minds. That's a little dog. He always agrees. He's Mr. Boyd. He's having a dream back there. And then there's a panda back here too. Um, but I think with that being said, I think it's a good idea to be thankful. And I try to be, even though sometimes it might not seem like I'm exactly grateful or thankful for just genuinely being upset about something, and that being upset seems to overshadow exactly how thankful I am for everything that I have. And there's a lot of uncertainties that make things hard and are going to make things hard, that I'm worried about. And look, even though I'm worried about the stuff, I know in my heart of hearts and always have known. And there's time periods um, where I embrace that, and I always really have in my heart of hearts that don't worry for tomorrow. Don't worry, like, even if bad things have happened in the past and you know that's that's just what's going to happen is bad things. You got to understand also good things have happened even along with those bad things, and that's called silver linings, right? So apologies for the audio if that messed anything up. I'll get a better setup one day. I hope to, and hopefully you guys can hear me uh, pretty well. Um, but even if bad things have happened, the fact that you've made it to where you are to be able to think about and regroup and recalculate and have even other bad things maybe potentially happen, the fact that you made it to this point is something to be thankful for. Right now, today, I have a Pepsi, not a sponsor. Pepsi. I have a cup of water. I have a cup of tea. Not a sponsor. I have these things. I have phone service. Tomorrow or some other day, I might not. We have power. I have some good games. Um, More, if you really want to think hard on, and you think too hard, get sad. Yeah, I have my dogs. And admittedly, I'm a little bit worried about the cat, but I think the orangey, she's fine. We got her wet cat food and she's eating it. She's just been staying by herself, and she's done this before. And I go in there and make sure she's okay and give her pettings, and give her cat food and stuff. But I think I think she's in heat, but she's orange. So even though they don't technically say that they're really different, they're different. They have that mutation or whatever. We read the article. You can go back and look at it. But when she's a heat cat, she's different. Okay, so to put it in perspective, um, when Chi Chi the black cat is in heat, the orange cat gets mad at her for doing all that, and she's actually like beat her up for. And so I think Orangey is just like, I can't be a hypocrite. I'm just gonna go be quiet and leave everyone alone. I don't know, but no, I make sure she's okay. So if you do that thoughts and prayers kind of thing and everything, and you think of the orange cat, I know that's a little thing, and there's a lot of worse problems, and other people have worse situations, but I love that cat, and we've had a lot of time, spent a lot of times together, had a lot of different times together. She's she's for a cat, she may not be old, but she's an old girl. I think she's easily 10 years old. Um, the other cat, Chi-Chi, she's just running around everywhere and you know coming out here and there and doing her thing. But yeah, so I'm thankful that I have what I have. I'm thankful for being able to eat. You know, um, even if I have pain and stuff at whatever point, there's points where I don't, and so I'm grateful for that. Things could always be worse. So I think we could all just try to be, and I could try to be more grateful, more thankful. And it might seem sometimes like I could be more upset about something, and that means I'm not grateful about the other. That's not true. I don't think that's true for anyone. It's just sometimes we let the bad things overshadow the good things. Um, that does happen, you know. But you got to do what you can, and we all have different degrees of being able to do what we can do. Some people are super intelligent. Some people are incredibly, insanely smart in different areas, all right? And they do what they can. And some people are incredibly incredibly dumb. So dumb, dumber than maybe a box of rocks. And look, dude, you can't hold that necessarily against them exactly. It's whether it be chemicals, whether it be some sort of electronic interference, whether it be injuries. Like, I have that problem. I believe I am dumber than a box of rocks in a lot of cases, and I have the brain injuries to prove it. Um, uh, with the brain injuries, I'm regarded as an idiot, and then like I'm pretty sure I was born with some sort of tisms here. I think that's relatively obvious, but it doesn't matter, aren't we all? Um, okay, maybe not all. Sorry, that was not actually. No, we're all born with. We all have something, is what I should say, and that's not necessarily. Maybe it's not accurate. Maybe there's a perfect. Okay, you know what? I don't know everybody. Maybe there's a perfect person with nothing, and there's no quirk, there's no anything, and they're just the most perfect, 100% intelligent. Even with like they got the highest IQ and they got the highest street smarts and they have the highest. They're just the highest abilities and capabilities, superhuman person. But I haven't met that person, and I know people think they are that person. I hate to say it, but even if they're billionaires, they're not that person. Even if they're the leaders of whatever, they're not that person. Um, but intelligence, it is good, and we have varying degrees of intelligence, and we can think. Certain people think better in different areas and get out of different situations. I'm thankful I have the intelligence that I've had at times that I've needed it, and I believe that there's situations that I have gotten myself into and out of that a lot of people may not have been able to. But with my particular intelligence, I was able to do that. Now, there's some very, 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 very much like very smart people. I'm not one of them, but they do make the world go round in a lot of ways. They really do. The electricity that we have, one little simple mistake at one of these chemical plants or electric plants or whatever, it's done. Dude, people's lives are at the mercy of some really intelligent individuals that have to mess with wires and engines, and it's insane the stuff people have to do with engineering and building and maintaining all the everything that we have. One wrong move just will decimate an area, you know. So we there are people capable with the intelligence and the ability to take certain risks or do certain things. But that doesn't devalue anyone else who's not as smart or just as smart, because for whatever reason they just happen to not. They're just not, you know, including myself. And maybe if you fit that category too. You know, I think we can all think of other people who are much, much, much smarter than us and other things that will impress the crap out of us that could probably go on. And we've seen people, you can go on Jeopardy and win and win and win and win, and you know, no, you know all this, you can repeat all this, you can say all this, you can memorize all this, you can do that, and it's great, and that's very impressive. But maybe they can be in a situation that's not so couth, that's quite uncouth, that they didn't want to be in. And it's very uncomfortable, and if they say the wrong thing, something bad might really happen, and the other person might not have too much respect for them because, well, whatever biased or preconceived notion that they have, and that could happen with anyone, everyone, no matter what ilk or what kind of brains you have. But I'm just saying, some people have a little bit better senses in different areas, and I don't know why I use that's an extreme example, but it is an example. Um, there's social intelligence and everything, and that's a strange one because I don't necessarily think that just having a social life, having a lot of friends, and having a lot of likes and followers and all that doesn't make somebody intelligent. And a lot of times that says a lot of negative things to be extremely popular by every single person. It's not always a good thing. I think because um, it's a weird thing to think about, but chances are that person isn't themselves. It's just and they don't have to be. You know, I guess somebody could put on a mask and just keep that on for everyone all the time, and they could be the most beloved person and everything, and never be able to take it off until they're in the darkest corner of their room and tired. I don't know, but or there's just genuinely honky dory and want to be in the limelight with not care about like just be able to embrace all the good, the bad, the ugly. Um, like for famous people, even if they like want to be or don't want to be, it's you got a lot of crazies out there. Um, there are a lot of crazy people out there. Or is it to say that they're putting themselves in this situation by having such popularity? I don't know. We're gonna not do a job because of that. I would like to maybe if I was able to be in some kind of show or what. I don't think I want to be famous and popular like that. Obviously, that'd be that'd be nuts. I wouldn't know what to do. Like any level of fame where a bunch of people just like millions and billions of people recognize me. I don't know, and follow me around, and I have to have bodyguards. Like having bodyguard level of fame, that's kind of like, dude, that's a weird one. But I grant you, there's a lot of different intelligence. There's types of intelligence. Um, there's people that can memorize every little thing that they see and hear. There's people that can figure out any situation that they come across. There's people that will know every aspect of um, any scientific study. They exist, but I think a lot of those people are specialists. You know, they're specialists. They're definitely anists. Um, but you got to do what you can. All right, and I don't think that doing what you can though, no matter which part you fall under, like even if you're like the smartest person in the world, I don't think anyone has the right to gatekeep anything. Like, with the exception of if it's gonna hurt people and everyone, like, how do I explain it? Like, okay, a chemical plant, people need to be qualified at a chemical plant. You have to kind of stop some people at the gate there. Um, but when it comes to entertainment, when it comes to music, when it comes to comedy, when it comes to any of these aspects of life, I don't think there should be any other people out there saying like, "Oh, I know this so well, and I know that you're not good enough to be the blah blah blah." Maybe you're not good enough right now, but if it's something that you really want to do and you're passionate about, you could be good enough. And if you plant that passion like a seed and you just keep going and you keep trying and you keep striving, you're gonna grow with the sun. Whether you grow sideways, at least you're growing. You make it. You'll find your spot. I think possibly, but I don't think that anyone has the right or anyone should be out there saying like I'm just better and know so much more, and I'm more socially accepted than other people. So, and I think all the right things. So everyone else should just shut up and listen to me and listen to the people I say they should. That's kind of ridiculous. Um, there's a feud between brains right now. I don't want to be political or anything at the moment, but like, if you know, you know. I don't care about that type of news, political news, and all that stuff. But whatever your opinion of it is, I think it's funny that people, and this happens at the smallest levels, the highest. It doesn't matter how intelligent you think you are. People are always baseline children. Everyone's just children. Oh, you do the thing I don't like, now I don't like you. Oh, you do the thing I don't like, so I don't like you. Oh, you're stupid and you don't know what's going on, so you shouldn't have access to information. Blah 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 blah. It's all so stupid. Gatekeeping, it's all a stupid concept. Hating people because of opinions, it's a stupid concept. Popularity contests, to me, stupid concept. I don't know, maybe I'll change my mind or have some sort of different opinion about that, but I just find something kind of, not to say that like having some popularity isn't bad. That's not bad, but it's just like we said before. Andre said it's like there's this sort of sheep mentality, and just some things. It's weird that they are popular, and it's like not even. For instance, I find it just strange that people can just rip other people's just straight flat out their whole the people can just make it on social media with other people's. I hate saying it, but it's clout chasing. It's clout chasing. It's using other people's fame and other people's um, media, and somehow they can just do that and immediately grow. I don't care. I don't have time for jealousy, but I think it's weird how hypocritical the whole system is. It's, oh, if you use a 20-second clip of a song, it's gotta get muted, or it's gonna get whatever, or it could be approved by artists, but still have that copyright stigma on it. Even that's annoying, but people can rip entire podcasts or whole entire segments of podcasts and stuff, and all of a sudden now that YouTuber is Joe Rogan in the eyes of people, and they're whatever. It's strange to me. If you want to watch a podcast, just go to the podcast and watch the podcast. Go to that person's podcast and watch the podcast. If you're watching somebody else's podcast, like a full podcast on somebody else's thing, then something in my mind, I could be wrong here, something isn't right. That just doesn't compute to me. Now, if it's theirs, it's theirs. That's all good. If it's their other channel or their other thing, that's one thing. But that doesn't make any sense to me. So I don't even know why I went on that tangent there. But anyways, the popularity contest, yeah. It's just the way it is. Some people are going to be better than others. And for good or bad, for right or wrong. All right? It's deserved or not deserved. It doesn't matter. Because some people just get a fast track to the front. Gosh, I forget to keep snoozing that. But some people just get a fast track to the line, front of the line. You know, pay to play, whatever it is. Somebody, the right person likes them better. But just got to truck along, you know. So I think my next point here is why I think strawberry milk is better than the other milks. Now, I am lactose intolerant. I'm lactose intolerant, so I have to drink lactose-free milk or have lactates or whatever. But I can't put my finger on it really. It's just that combination of sweetness and that weird fake strawberryness or whatever, even if it's real strawberryness. But when I was a little kid, I remember the first time that I drank it. We moved and I went to this elementary school and they had strawberry milk, and it touched my taste buds, my tongue. It's just, that was my favorite flavor of almost anything, really. I couldn't wait to get to lunch and have that strawberry milk. And yeah, I like chocolate milk. I like hot chocolate. I love regular milk. I do. But you give me some strawberry milk, like I could already chug some regular flavored milk. I can already chug some chocolate milk. But dude, that strawberry milk is going to be gone. Whether, like, it's going to be gone way faster than humanly possible. That's how much I love it. Now, I don't think that's exactly a good explanation of why it's better. I just say it is. It is better. Sometimes things are just the way they are because they are. And there's no explanation for it other than hold on, there's a phrase ooh I can't think of the dang phrase. No, it's French. And it's not fu either. Je ne sais quoi. It has a certain je ne sais quoi. But anyways, I just don't know why. I don't know why it's so good, but I could sit here and say that same phrase for a million years in a million ways. Also, side note, I don't think they exist anymore. They used to have Sobeys, and the pina colada one was actually, I think that was my favorite Sobey. But yeah, strawberry milk is so good. Um, Now another thing, changing the subject here a little bit. I want to avoid burnout. And I love when I'm in the creative mode. So please forgive me if I don't have uploads all the time on YouTube of my shorts or videos or things like that. There's certain videos that I do need to make. I need to upload the podcast. I have the other podcasts pretty much ready to go. I don't think any of them are good or perfect. I don't expect anyone to watch them. But I don't want to get burnt out. I also enjoy it whenever I'm in the zone, and it's one of the most fun things to me to make when I make a video, when I please, when I come across a good video that I make. Sorry, when I don't take that out of context, please. When I make a good complete video, when I come to a point that I make a good, it's like I start off thinking, hey, what am I going to do? And I go from there. And it happens. And I want to make sure that I get these podcasts. I was going to do every other week, but I think I'm going to go ahead and do every week. So, with working on the podcast, that kind of sort of changes a little bit of the short uploads and stuff. But even though there's like some little breaks and stuff, or some non-upload days and whatnot, I'm a little sporadic, okay? So, sporadic ADHD, this other thing, that other thing. It could be, who knows, there's just like some sort of electronic wavelength that certain people have or are sensitive to, that might change. It has frequencies to change different chemicals or whatever. You have uh, theories, man. Theories. But some people might be more affected, and that might actually just not be a thing at all. Again, like I said before, all this is just my own thought, and none of it really matters. But there's definitely something at play when so many people seem to be experiencing similar issues, I guess. And it's like, oh, is it just a generation? Well, what's causing a whole generation to have this thing, that thing, and the other thing? You know, was it always like that and just people didn't know or didn't realize or whatever? I mean, who knows? Maybe that's a conversation for a different time. The point of right now was creativity, burnout, keeping the creativity going, and trying not to lose it and get tired of. Because I can easily say, oh, I'm done. I don't want to do this anymore. I'm done doing everything. It's over. Who cares? I'm stupid. Nothing's funny. Everything I do sucks. I guess I'm a loser. I'm just going to sit in my corner and blah, blah, blah. And one thing I want to say, and I know this isn't have anything to do with that really, but I heard something that, like somebody, a certain podcaster, comedian might have said something about, somebody said incels, and he's like, what's an incel? You mean like a gamer? No, 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 no. A lot of gamers, and this is just a side note, I think there's a lot of gamers in the world that have actual families and have wives and have and this and that, and some don't, and blah blah blah. I mean, if you think about it, back in the day, the comedian was the archetype for the incel. You know, can't get a girlfriend, awkward, weird. The only thing you do is get up on with some exceptions. You know, like the Seinfeld exception. You know, the TV, you make it, you get the money. Now you have the girls and whatnot. But it used to be is like, oh, these open micers at freaking, 10, 11, 12, 1, whatever. They're coming in all fumbling, bumbling, fools making people laugh, jesters, clowns, but that's about it. I mean, I'm not saying I agree with that necessarily, but I am saying that you're not just going to come at gamers and be like, gamers are incels. No, gamers aren't really actually incels, by the way. No. Some gamers, I mean, I am gamer, but I do envy in my mind. I'm jealous of other gamers with that in that aspect. Not to say that I can't. I am. No, I'm not saying that. No, I can easily. I'm pretty not easily, but track record shows that I can go if I choose to, which I need to probably go out and find a life and do all that stuff. But the difference is an incel, from what I understand, is somebody who absolutely can't, no matter what. Everyone just like is like, oh, quasi fucking moto. Well, even he kind of got the girl, didn't he? So, but you know what I'm saying, just or maybe it's something they just believe they can't do, and so they limit themselves and won't. Who knows? I just wanted to say that it popped up in my head. Um, Can we just talk about hydrogen vehicles for a second? I'm not a scientist. I'm not an engineer. I'm not anything. But if you Google, if you do a quick Google search and you look into it for yourself real quick, um, hydrogen is a much better alternative, I think, from what I understand, than electric powered vehicles. It's cleaner because it's just water vapors. I don't exactly know what the ramifications of spitting out just water vapors into the air. Does that make new clouds, and it causes like certain environmental, like just all of a sudden we have little tornadoes popping up, little hurricanes popping up everywhere or whatever from the exhaust pipe. I don't know. But what I do figure is that, well, now you don't need these lithium ion batteries now, or lithium ion, whatever the batteries, um, is that what they are? You know, uh, you don't have to have these really expensive, shadily mined um, materials, and it's just more efficient. It's better. Okay. What hydrogen vehicle? Hydrogen vehicle. You can buy a hydrogen vehicle, I'm pretty sure, but let's just look at this. This is an AI overview. AI overview. Hydrogen vehicles, also known as fuel cell electric vehicles, use hydrogen to produce electricity, which then powers an electric motor, offering a zero tailpipe. So it's still even electric, which I knew that, but still, the point is that it's not running buy electricity and a battery. It's running because of the hydrogen. So, anyways, offering a zero tailpipe emission transportation option. FCEVs can be road vehicle, rail vehicles, or even forklifts. They're currently in the early stages of implementation, and the U.S. Department of Energy is leading research efforts to make them more affordable and environmentally friendly. So that you can buy them, they're just not affordable. Hydrogen powered vehicles. There's I guess Hyundai makes some. There's Mirai, there's fuel cell forklifts, Honda, Mercedes, BMW, Toyota. So these things exist. Yet people are getting these electric vehicles that are just bad. They're bad all the way around. Um, I don't know. We can maybe look that up, but my point is that I wanted to make right now is that maybe people need to really kind of think about that. I think look into hydrogen instead of just delving deep into this electric vehicle rabbit hole that they're gonna just shut your vehicles down and maybe they could do that with the hydrogen vehicle too, probably, but um, I don't know. It's not good. The mining processes for this, the disposal processes for this, a Cybertruck is irreparable, pretty much, from what I understand. You mess up a Cybertruck just a little bit in a minor accident, it's totaled. So no more Cybertruck for you. No. Um. So moving right along here. So there are some games. This is a gaming channel, if you guys remember. Well, it's comedy, variety, gaming, everything. We talk about a lot of stuff. We have talked about a lot of stuff. It's amazing how talkative everyone is tonight. But if you have anything in the comments, feel free to say. Hopefully, they're not extremely negative. But yeah. So there's some games that I do remember and games that I want to get. Um, Now, one of the games, it wasn't in my childhood, but I did play, as a young adult, as an adult, I played, it was Diddy Kong Racing. I'm a sucker for these racing games. Love Diddy Kong Racing. I want to get my hands on it. I want to try to get good at it. Can I beat F-Zero X these days? No, I can't. Will I beat Diddy Kong Racing? No, I won't. But that's one I want to get. You get to change into different machines as through the race. You're flying your boat. It's like Sonic and all. It was the original Sonic and All Star Racing transformed, in my opinion. You change into a boat, change into the plane, change into the cart. So cool. Then there's Air Guys, and it had two modes. There was a fighting mode, and I can't really remember all the characters or anything, but there was the fighting mode, and it wasn't incredibly great or anything. I just really liked it because it also had a little RPG mode that wasn't overly complicated. In fact, it might have been overly simple, but I did like it. I really enjoyed it. You find food, and you get money and all the stuff, armor, weapons, little just dungeon crawler. And I enjoyed it. And then Encarta 95. I don't know how to I don't know how to get that to work. I wish I did. I wish I could. But for some reason, I can't get that game to work. And yeah, I loved it. I'm not smart enough to play it, but I think it would help my memory and different other things, different other aspects. So yeah, those are a few games that I want to get. Games that I need to work on would be I need to beat Beautiful Joe and an adult, which is the hard mode, and I don't think I'll ever be able to do that. I'm gonna beat Wave Race Blue Storm, and now I have to beat Wave Race 64 on reverse. Which technically I think Expert in Blue Storm is reverse, but and Encarta is a learning. It's a maze. It's a learning history maze. And it has history from all the time periods, um, up to whatever year the game came out, obviously. I mean, yeah, I think there's Encarta 98 and all that stuff. It's just I remember mostly playing 95. I think I played 98 too, but um yeah, you go through a maze and there's different questions. I don't know. It's a quizzical, you know. Core memory unlocked. Yeah, so those are a few games that I want to get, a few games that I'm working on and everything. There's more. There's more, but they're not really popping in my head right away. Those kind of did. I don't have anything like that listed down. I just kind of have the general idea, topic, just like a word, just to keep me on track and everything with my ADHD. But um, it probably would help if I wrote a few of those other things down. But that's all right. I think we're moving along here. Um, oh yeah, F Zero X, and F-Zero GX. I want to remaster that and maybe beat the story mode on very hard on F-Zero GX. Uh, so yeah, at the moment, those are a few of the games. I beat Mario on Monday. Oh, Super Magnetic Neo. That's important. I need to continue to work on that. Yeah, so. Um, so next, I am going to go ahead and read a couple of news articles. We're going to do a couple of news articles. So here we go. There's a couple of things that just off the top of my head. There's one story that I've been looking at for a very 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 long time, but it finally got uh Jiminy Christmas. It's over. So this guy, I heard about this story over 10 years ago, and he's been looking for it 12 years. He's been trying to get to look for this. But he had a Bitcoin wallet, and he lost it. Somebody threw it away, and he's been trying, I think this is in Europe, he's been trying to get this Bitcoin wallet password. They won't let him do it. And so this is real. Oh, no. Whoa. Golly. Hold on. I hope it didn't do any kind of weird subscribe thing. Okay, so this is signature days. Wait. Signature DMC? Who is this by? I don't know. Oh, Juliet Dubois. Published on June 4th, 2025. Alright. So this is after 12 years of failed attempts, the man who lost his hard drive containing 742 million in Bitcoin finally ends his search. Well, he doesn't just end it, they force him to. A Newport's man quest to recover 742 million in Bitcoin from a landfill has captivated the world for over a decade. Legal battles, high-tech plans, and a lost fortune buried under tons of wasteland make this a tale like no other. Now a documentary brings his relentless journey to light. James Howells, an IT worker from Newport, South Wales, once held a fortune that many can only dream of. 8,000 bitcoins. Back in 2013, those bitcoins were worth just 8 million, a significant sum, but not enough to anticipate the explosive rise in cryptocurrency values. However, Hal's misstep in disposing of the hard drive containing private keys for those coins has now transformed into one of the most infamous stories of the lost wealth and digital age. Now, after more than a decade of tireless efforts, he finally is walking away from the search with Bitcoin still buried somewhere. The moment of loss was 2013 when Howell, in the course of routine office cleanup, discarded a hard drive that held the private keys to his Bitcoin wallet. Back then, Bitcoin was in its infancy, still a largely speculative asset with modest value. At the time, very few could predict how rapidly its worth could climb. The hard drive containing digital treasure that would eventually be valued at $742 million was thrown away in a Newport landfill, never to be seen again. In the years that followed, Bitcoin soared up to, we already know that. It was soared up. Um, he went through a bunch of bureaucratic tape, and now we're skipping ahead. However, his efforts were met with steadfast resistance. Local officials, citing the potential dangers of disturbing the landfill, including release of toxic gases, contamination of water sources, refused to grant him permission of the legal framework, and the UK further complicated matters. According to UK waste management laws, anything disposed of in a landfill is technically owned by the landfill site. Excavating it could not only cause environmental harm, but also violate the regulations governing waste disposal in the region. So, yeah, they won't let him do it because it could contaminate the water supply, contaminate the air due to different gases being exposed and all that stuff. And then it'll go on to say that due to moisture and pressure and extreme temperature, it's gonna probably be destroyed. There's no way that it could be in any kind of good condition anymore. So that's the story. That's the story I've been knowing about for a decade at least, and I get little updates and stuff. There's a YouTube channel called Lato's Law, who's kind of brought it up before, and everything. I watch that channel. So, just do a couple. Do 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 do. Ba ba ba. Here, I got some saved too. I'm just gonna go in there. Bookmarks. Okay, so the American banana giant Chiquita has announced that its entire staff has been laid off in this country. So this is Nazareno Indiscreto, published on June 4th, 2025. The American banana giant, like I said, I just read that. Chiquita has announced that its entire staff has been laid off in this country. In America, or what? And we'll find out. I don't know. It says this country. Shockwaves are rippling through Panama, and the world is watching in a stunning move. The American banana giant Chiquita has announced it will lay every last one of its remaining in Panama. Okay. Why would they lay everyone off in America? They're the American banana giant. That'd be a weird thing to do, wouldn't it? See, it goes back to intelligence. I'm a freaking moron. In a stunning move, the American banana giant Chiquita has announced it will lay every last one of its remaining employees in Panama. Lay them off. It's done. For thousands of families who rely on this industry, and for anyone who enjoys a banana with their breakfast, this story hits home. I mean, we're not in Panama, but bananas and Panama, a bond shaken by layoff. Bananas aren't just a tropical treat, they're a vital part of Panama's economy. In fact, bananas rank among the country's top 5 export products. But now this crucial sector is facing an unprecedented crisis. Chiquita's Panamanian subsidiary has declared its intention to let go of more than 1,600 workers following weeks of tension and turmoil. Earlier in May, Chiquita had already revealed plans to dismiss roughly 4,900 employees because of ongoing labor disputes. These aren't just numbers, they represent families, communities, and an entire way of life in Panama's lush Caribbean province of Bocas del Toro. Labor strikes and it's like, what are they going to do? Fire us? Well, yeah, that's what they're going to do. Labor strikes and the fight for fair pension. The root of the conflict lies in a fierce battle over pension reform. On April 28, workers on the banana plantations went on strike, voicing their anger over new laws passed by Panama's Congress. Their unions argue that the reforms would mean weaker retirement benefits and poorer health care coverage for those who spend their lives harvesting bananas under the sun. If you've ever walked through a banana plantation, as this writer did during a visit to Central America a few years ago, you can't help but respect the hard work that goes into each bunch. I remember talking to a local farmer who told me that without fair wages and secure pensions, his family's future would be up in the air. That conversation stuck with me, and stories like his are at the heart of today's crisis. Alright, so yeah, there's uncertainty there in Panama. Now there's ripple effects apparently. What's next for Panama? The ripple effects of these layoffs could be felt more miles around. Bananas are one of the world's most beloved fruits. Behind every yellow bunch is a global story of trade, labor, and sometimes struggle. Will Panama's banana workers get the security they're fighting for? Will companies and governments find a way to ensure both fair treatments and business survival? In a world where we're connected by what we eat, the fate of these workers matters to all of us. I mean, I hope they get it taken care of, straightened out. It's a reminder that the price we pay at the store is only one part of the real cost. What do you think about this? Chiquita's massive layoffs. Anyways, so that's, yeah, they're going to lay off a whole bunch of people. They gone. Alright. Now, this here says dark chocolate can be a superfood. Here's how to pick the right one. And this is by Sherry Gordon, published on May 26, 2025. Dark chocolate is more than just a decadent treat. It's also a nutritional powerhouse packed with antioxidants and mood-boosting compounds. But with so many options out there, how do you choose the best bar? Number 1, choose bars with 70% cocoa or more. Simply put, the higher the cocoa percentage, the healthier the chocolate bar. More cocoa, say at least 70% means 70% means there's less room for additives like sugar or other flavorings. Higher cocoa levels also means a bar is packing more antioxidant power and more nutrients like fiber. 2. Keep the added sugar to a minimum. You'll be hard-pressed to find even a dark chocolate bar with 0 grams of added sugar, but lower amounts of sugar are better. Aim for 8 grams of sugar or less per serving. Another option is to choose brands that use refined sugar alternatives like coconut sugar or dates. 3. Pick short ingredients list. Pick a short ingredients list you can actually read. The first thing on that list, in a quality dark chocolate bar, it should be cocoa. Other additives like high fructose corn syrup, aspartame, sucralose, or even soy lecithin aren't totally necessary and will only take away from the chocolate's nutritional value. Pay attention to heavy metals. Some chocolate contains small amount of cadmium and lead. That's disturbing. Whatever, what doesn't, right? And dark chocolate tends to be the bigger offender. There's no real way to make sure your chocolate is heavy metal free, but there are ways to reduce your risk, like treating chocolate as a once in a while treat and considering slightly lower cocoa percentages, a 70% dark chocolate bar versus an 80% one. Also important, children and pregnant people should avoid dark chocolate or drastically limit how much they eat. 5. 5. Skip dark chocolate made with milk. High quality dark chocolate doesn't typically contain milk, but some commercially produced bars might. While the research is mixed, some suggest that milk can reduce the antioxidant capacity of chocolate by as much as 30%. And other newer researchers, milk had no effect on phenolic content or antioxidant capacity of chocolate. 6. Think about fiber. You heard that right. You heard that right, folks. Dark chocolate can actually be a pretty good source of fiber. Just 1 ounce of 70 to 85% dark chocolate contains just over 3 grams of fiber. Turn that into a whole 101 gram bar, and you're getting 11 grams of fiber. 7. Opt for non-alkalized chocolate bars. Alkalized chocolate, also known as Dutch processed chocolate, can give chocolate a smoother taste, but it comes at a price. It can reduce the antioxidants and flavanol content in the dark chocolate. There's a couple more, folks. 8. Watch out for the decadent add-ins. The decadent add-ins. Caramel, nougat, peanut butter. Oh, come on, really? Peanut butter? These tasty additions to your chocolate bar can really drive up its sugar content and other additives. To keep your treat as healthy and nutritious as possible, keep it to a plain dark chocolate bar. But peanut butter has stinking protein, and it's good, and peanut butter is good for you, and you can eat a jar of peanut butter and it's good, and peanut butter is good. It's good. I like peanut butter. I like peanut butter. We'll have questions at the end here too, by the way, guys. It's the podcast. That's what we do. Well, sometimes. So 9, try to buy organic brands. Okay. Look, you got to take this organic stuff with a grain of salt as well. There's certain things like, maybe we can get into that one day, but a lot of organic is just a scam, but that's allegedly whatever. Cocoa is often grown in tropical regions with heavy pesticide use, but organic options can help reduce that toxic load. How to get the most out of your dark chocolate fix. Once you've chosen the healthiest dark chocolate bar for you, you want to really savor it. Here's how. Let it melt in your mouth. This will enhance the flavor and make your treat last longer. It might even extend the release of feel-good compounds like serotonin. Have a few squares at a time. That's enough to still get the delicious taste without too much caffeine and sugar and too many calories. Eat it mindfully. Pair a few squares with some fresh fruit or make it into a nighttime wind-down ritual. Use it as a quick pick-me-up. So it's either a nighttime ritual or a pick-me-up because it's mood boosting. Oh, well, okay, I see. Just a mood boosting thing. Potential. Dark chocolate, because of its mood boosting potential, dark chocolate may be helpful in reducing stress levels. Maybe I should try that. The bottom line, picking a decadent dark chocolate that can also offer health benefits is totally doable. And for cocoa content like 70%, make sure that there are minimal sugars. Keep it simple. Steer clear of tasty add-ins. Limit your chocolate allowance to a few squares a day. Don't forget to truly enjoy it. Bada bing, bada boom. All right, so that was just a couple of news articles there. Here's one more. Here's actually one more news article. And it's along the lines of health. If there's not one more news, well, Okay, okay, maybe it'll. Okay, I'm gonna do a different news article because it's not letting me do this, and I'm not. Oh wait, hold on. Oh yeah, I'm not signing into this. I guess the world's never gonna know that. Um, that stinks. I was really looking forward to that article. Um, all right. Well, that was okay. Here we go. This we were talking about milk earlier, strawberry milk. And this says new studies show that milk consumption improves gut biodiversity, and cheese reduces certain microbes. All right, so this will be the last article, and this is by Jordan Joseph, Earth.com staff writer. Um, yeah, Earth.com. You gotta take all this stuff with a grain of salt. Milk is a staple in many households. It has long been valued for nutrients like calcium and vitamin D. Yet new data hint at another benefit that involves the intricate community of microbes inside the digestive system. Recent findings led by Dr. Li Jiao, I don't know how to say the name, from Baylor College of Medicine shows that milk consumption is connected with an uptick in several helpful bacteria, while cheese may reduce certain microbes important for the balanced intestinal environment. How dairy helps the gut. Experts say dairy interacts with the microbiome, which is the mix of microorganisms in the body that help break down nutrients. Milk seems to support a broader range of gut microbes, a sign of more adaptable gut. Scientists have explored the role of milk in encouraging the growth of bacteria linked to lower inflammation and improved gut barriers. Some researchers suggest this trend could relate to carbohydrate content in dairy, but details remain under investigation. Understanding the microbiome, the basics. The microbiome refers to the vast community of microorganisms, bacteria, fungi, viruses, and others that live in and on the human body, particularly in the gut. These microbes aren't just passive passengers, they play an active role in regulating digestion, synthesizing essential nutrients like vitamin K and certain B vitamins, and training the immune system. The gut, the gut microbiome in particular acts almost like a second brain, influencing not just metabolism but also mood and behavior through the gut brain axis. This ecosystem is so vital that disruptions in its balance, known as dysbiosis, have been linked to a range of conditions from obesity and inflammatory bowel disease to anxiety and depression. Examining key bacteria. Several dairy-linked microbes stand out. One is facial, Faecalibacterium, known for producing substances that help maintain gut balance and calm inflammation. Another is Akkermansia, often mentioned for its link to healthy weight and blood sugar control. Investigators say these bacteria can be more abundant in the gut when milk intake rises. Cheese appears to bring different consequences by reducing bacteroids, which are common gut residents that may influence colon conditions. It also seems to lower subdolagranulum, subdolagranulum, and a genus thought to play a part in metabolic health. Scientists have noticed that Bifidobacterium, regarded as probiotic, may increase with certain dairy habits too. This possibility has drawn interest among professionals looking for dietary ways to support digestion. What yogurt didn't reveal, Although yogurt is often praised for its probiotic potential, this study didn't find clear links between yogurt intake and gut um, microbiota changes. It's likely because participants reported very low yogurt consumption overall, limiting meaningful analysis. Without enough data, researchers couldn't determine whether yogurt had the same effects on key bacteria like Akkermansia or Faecalibacterium. More diverse and higher yogurt intake in future studies may be needed to explore how fermented dairies compare to milk and cheese. Dairy intake and gut health. A few researchers highlight that milk has more lactose, which might help raise the presence of healthful bacteria. Cheese produced through fermentation contains less lactose, but includes other elements that might shape the gut in a very different way, or in a different way. So I wonder what this means for me being lactose intolerant. Dietitians remind people that daily dairy recommendations can differ by age, lifestyle, and health status. Individuals who are sensitive to lactose or prone to certain digestive concerns might need to choose the dairy products carefully. Yeah. Some nutrition guidelines in the United States advise around 3 cups of dairy daily, although personal needs vary. Many folks fall short of this amount, which leaves the door open for considering how milk or cheese might add microbial variety. Now, with that being said, you have like strawberry milk. I love strawberry milk, but I guess it has a bunch of sugar, so that might not be the greatest. But I still say it's the best flavor, best taste. Hey, maybe this is big milk propaganda, got milk type situation, and that's what it is. They're just out here trying to spread lies. Or something. No, I believe milk's good for you. Yeah, I'm lactose intolerant, but just because I'm lactose intolerant doesn't mean that it's not good for you. I even though I get stuffy well, not just stuffy, I get violently ill with raw milk. But if I build a half of a tolerance with it, which takes a long, 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 long time, um, I have some pretty bad problems, but I still 100% think milk's really good for you. It's good for your bones. It's good for your gut. It's good for a lot of stuff. And if you can drink it and tolerate it, that is good. Um, and then so we're getting to where we're rounding it out here. Um, Revival, King of the Hill Revival launch is going to be August 4th. So we have that to look forward to. August 4th, King of the Hill Revival launch. That'll be awesome. I can't wait to see that. Hopefully, somewhere I can watch Hulu somehow. That'll be great. Um, Now the actor who played John Redcorn has passed away. He got shot, which really sucks. Um, and there was another guy who played John Redcorn. That was my dog. So yeah, he got. I don't know all the details of the why the person. There's some sort of altercation and all kinds of bad stuff. I think allegedly that these people did set the house on fire and all kinds of real bad stuff. Um, and it's really sad. I don't agree with a lot of. Come here, Mr. Boy. Are you okay, Bubba? Are you okay? You get pats on your back, Mr. Boy. How about no? Yeah, you need pats. Oh, I don't want pats on your back. All right, sorry. Um, so yeah, that I think it said August 4th, but it sucks that happened. That's the second actor. I don't exactly know what happened to the first actor. Who? Let's see. Uh, for That's sad too. The first actor to voice John Redcorn was Victor Aaron. He tragically died in a car accident in 1996 after his passing. Jonathan Joss took over the role, and that's pretty much almost right after the show came out. I believe it came out in '96. Don't hold me to that, but I remember when Brittany Murphy died too. That was really sad. And the reason, look, everything dies, everyone dies. That is sad. I hate death with a passion. And it's not limited to celebrity or non-celebrity. It sucks. But to me, there's something different when people die of something that's not natural or not old age or whatever. The exception of cancer, I just hate cancer. I think we can all agree. Fuck cancer. Sorry, YouTube censors or whatever, just it's awful. That's a horrible thing. But with Jonathan Joss, he gets shot. Brittany Murphy, she had a heart. If I'm not mistaken, she had a heart condition. I forget exactly what it's called, but from what I understand, you'll have holes in your heart that causes these certain arrhythmias. And in my layman mind, how I understand it, your heart's going one way, and there can be, if your heart stops for any amount of time, and it could tick backwards and cause it to collapse or whatever, and that's how she passed away. Um, and then it said the first actor was Victor Aaron, and he died in a car accident. Um, and then Jonathan Joss took over the role, which really sucks. And then Dale Gribble, um, uh, was it John? His name is Johnny Hardwick, I think. Yeah, I believe. Yeah, it is. And he passed away. Um, his voice, he's gonna be played by another guy who did a lot of voices, Toby Huss, and who used to voice Khan, and he can't voice Khan anymore because of this weird. I don't. You shouldn't have to be the race of that person to be able to do a voice. That's just how impressions and different things work. But maybe also it would be too much to do all that stuff. So they got another actor, a comedian actor, to do Khan's voice. So that's all the King of the Hill stuff. Um, so I want just a minute here. I want to say you're watching on this on YouTube or whatever you're watching this. You know, Twitchy poo, YouTube. I appreciate you guys. If you're on the YT, uh, it'd be great if you hit that sub button there. And if you don't like this, or you don't like the gaming stuff, you don't like the comedy, you don't like whatever, you think I'm just a complete idiot and you don't want to do that, that's fine. I get it. I'm not here to twist your arm, but I'm trying to grow this channel, and I appreciate it. And I know I don't really deserve anything here, but if you build it, they will come, and hopefully I'm building it. So yeah, I'm very thankful for what I have. On YouTube, I've hit more than 100 subscribers now, and like I said before, I'm really trying to get that going. So if you have any questions or comments, YouTube, go ahead and obviously put them in the comment section. And guys fellas who's watching right now, I go ahead and I'll take some questions. If you want to go ahead and shoot me some questions. I think we've established in the past, pancakes are indeed better than waffles. You can have your own opinion. That's my opinion. And I've expressed the reasons why. You don't need a special maker for pancakes. They're just really good. You can have Mickey Mouse pancakes. Have you ever had a Mickey Mouse waffle? No, you didn't have a Mickey. Yeah, okay, you could put two small waffles and a big waffle in a bowl. It's not the same. It's not the same as a Mickey Mouse blueberry waffle that your grandma made for you when you were 4 years old, and then you did the dishes afterwards because you're a good boy and you stood on the stool and you did those dishes, and they didn't taste soapy at all because you're just a little kid or anything. They were perfect, and she didn't have to wash them again. Yeah, so And then we've established that that was disturbing what I just read, and I'm sorry I'm not going to read that out loud, but it involved people and inappropriate things, animals, and I just can't read that. That's not part of. We're not doing that part of the news today. Um, but anyways, yeah. So strawberry milk. Mm, so any questions? Any questions? Give me one or two questions, you guys. Just one or two questions here, and we're gonna round out this show with that. Like I said, if you guys don't mind supporting the channel with the sub on YouTube, subscribe, whatever.
Question. Mirror.
That mirror is not a question. So what I love pizza. Pizza is good.
What about GTA 6?
What about GTA 6? Um, I don't really think about GTA 6 because with Grand Theft Auto, and I think I've even heard somebody else say this similar thing that they did, but what I did whenever I got a hold of any Grand Theft Auto game is I just did whatever. I wish I would have snoozed that. I'm sorry, guys. Um, but I didn't follow. I don't follow the storylines. GTA 6, I wouldn't follow the storylines. Um, I would just do a bunch of crimes, and it'd be the same exact situation. I remember like Grand Theft Auto 3, I think it was, or Grand Theft Auto the San Andreas. I was like, oh man, these graphics are so crazy. They're so realistic. They'll never get any more real than this. This is so lifelike. And maybe not that extreme. And then now here we are. Maybe GTA 6 is going to look like it's a freaking movie. Graphics are crazy these days. So yeah, it's probably going to be a good game that everybody loves because everybody loves Grand Theft Auto, and I've never heard anything bad about anything anybody's ever made. Um, or anything bad about any of the GTA's that have ever been made. Even though I think the first ones, the original ones, are hard to play and everything. All right, so thanks for that question, Dylan. We got another question from Ocean. What's your favorite animal and why? Um, I can't say I have a favorite animal really. I used to say I wish I were a lemur. The etymology of the word lemur means I think it's demon. I think it's demon or it's something related to demon. And I didn't know that at the time, but like jungle demon, I don't know. It's weird. We could maybe look that up later. Um, You can look it up now if you want. Anybody can look it up, fact check it. Am I wrong in the comments? It's like something about jungle demon or whatever. My favorite animal. I love dogs a lot. I love cats. I wish I could say I had a favorite animal. I wish I could, but I love dogs because you train them right, and you could train any animal to a great degree to do different stuff, but realistically, you can train your dogs to easily just walk by your side and not leave you and do whatever. So I do really love dogs. I love my dogs. Um, my favorite animal. I mean, the animal that would own before other animals is the dog. If yeah, I think. Don't get me wrong. I really love my cats, and I would equally want a cat. But for the sake of it, for the practicality of it, like it's gonna be real hard to get to go anywhere or move or do anything with cats. They make it a little bit hard. I can't say that dogs aren't my favorite, more favorite than cats exactly, but just practicality would sorry about the mic thing. Practicality would dictate that yeah, dogs are the ones. Hmm. Um. Well, I'm not really too worried about that there. Uh. I don't. Context is key, so I really um. Yeah, that whole kind of baiting thing isn't really in the territory. Uh, whether something's considered racist in that way, like this is, it says here, somebody says, Ocean says, Grand Theft Auto 3, or wait, what was it? He says San Andreas was racist. I, it, I don't, ra- racist is pretty specific. It's like you gotta absolutely have an actual hate for a whole entire just group of people, the presupposition in that way. And I don't really care to talk too much about it, but I find a lot of just just using a word, a bad word, or a word that's uncouth or something doesn't necessarily make someone racist, and we could talk about that at a different time. I'm not condoning the use of words necessarily, or whatever, but I think that for one, even if you do think things are racist, I believe in free speech, and free speech even allows those racist words because without it, you can't allow the right proper words. You'll be taken advantage of, and people can manipulate any situation because no, you can't speak up for the right things because the right things aren't. You're not allowed to say them because they're banned to say, or the things that you believe in, or good things, or moral things, or ethical things, or anything like that. So there's a balance, there's a nuance to it. Um, overt, I hate racism and like actual not I there's a like actual hatred for people, not jokes, not making not stereotypes and stuff, but actual racism, like real. Okay, look, if you hate the Amish, I'm not gonna knock you. No, it was a joke. But no, actual hatred of your fellow man, of a group of people, I absolutely do not condone and never have condoned. And um, that's not me being altruistic or anything. Technically, I just don't have a right in any capacity. I'm an amalgamation of races. This whole country that I'm in is a melting pot, and that's what it's prided in. So I think that's where I'm gonna leave it right there. Without free speech, I wouldn't be able to say the things that I wanted to say. So and defend the things that I need to defend. So I really appreciate that. So wherever you're watching, however you're watching, I hope you guys have a great time, a great day, a great night. In case I don't see you, have a great afternoon, great evening, and good night. I appreciate you. YouTube, subscribe, comment, rate, share, however you want to do it. But thank you guys. Thanks everyone who was here and everyone who's going to be here later. I appreciate you guys. I've been Amazingly Bad Gamer. This is the Amazingly Bad Podcast. Number 3, actually, for YouTube anyway. I've been doing it for a long time, but here we are. This is it. All right. Bye, everyone. Bye, everybody. Have a beautiful time. And cut.